Hello world, Shelly here, and it's time for another episode of Foundation Fest, and today I'm going to check out from Fenty Beauty the Eaze Drop Blurring Skin Tint. Retails for $29.50 for 32 mils or 1.08 ounces of product. Comes in 25 shades. I've got this in shade 3. This is a lightweight, buildable, light to medium coverage skin tint that leaves skin looking blurred and smoothed in flexible shades for all. Natural finish, no parabens, no phthalates, vegan, gluten-free, cruelty-free, quickly and visibly evens out your complexion with a blurred effect. The Hydra Blend Complex is humidity, sweat, and transfer resistant, smooth texture, layers well with primer and skincare. So they say. Let's take a look at shade 3, swatched against a few others in my collection. Swatch time. First up is today's foundation from Fenty, the Eaze Drop Blurring Skin Tint in shade 3. Second, I've got from Estee Lauder, the Double Wear Stay in Place in 1C1 Cool Bone. Third up is MAC Studio Sculpt in NW15. Fourth is the Wet n Wild Tinted Hydrator in shade Fair. And last I've got from Misha, the Perfect Cover BB Cream in 21. I've already cleansed, moisturized, and sunscreened this 46-year-old face. I have primed with the Good Molecules Silicone-Free Priming Moisturizer. I will go in on one side of my face with a dampened sponge. The other, I've got an e.l.f. Ultimate Blending Brush. We will see if there is a preference one way or the other. This blends nicely with the sponge, but I am noticing a bit of a scent to it, and I don't have a very sensitive nose. I don't see any fragrance ingredients in the ingredient list, but it does smell a little bit like sort of that fresh cosmetics kind of scent. I'd say this is pretty light coverage with the sponge, and one pass, it looks very nice on the skin. I do see this blurring element that they are discussing. Let's take a look at the brush side. I'd say the coverage is about the same with the brush. It does cling a little bit more to texture with the brush, but I am able to blend that out with my fingertips when it does that. So I think this is going to be sort of a fingertip or sponge kind of a preference. I've got a little bit of product left. Let's take a look at if we can build this up just a little bit on my blue blood vessel, on my sunspots over here, and I think I'm just gonna blend it in with my fingertips. They claim it's buildable. Yeah, I think fingertips or a sponge are the way to go with this one. It has that kind of texture that you can kind of feel it under your fingers doing that thing where it kind of smooths out, kind of like how the MAC Face and Body does that. But on this side of my face, which is kind of the more textured side, I'm getting little, it's sort of clinging to the pores, like I'm getting the little polka dots, and some of them don't want to blend out. Let's zoom in and take a look at what we have going on here. On the sponge side, nothing is clinging, and I'm not getting that polka dot effect that I'm seeing on the brush side. This is, I would say, light coverage. I don't think this builds up to medium. I can still see my sunspots coming through. It looks pretty good on my nose. There's a couple little pores that look like they might be on the verge of having polka dot pores going on, but I do think it looks pretty smooth. It is doing that blurring thing. No problems with the texture between my eyebrows. The only issue I'm seeing is that it does look like it is settling into or sticking or clinging to pores in some spots on my face, and I don't seem to be able to tap it all out. Like I've got one little spot right here that's doing it on my cheek, and it's doing it along this side of my face. So we will see if we can get that to settle down. This feels like the kind of foundation or tint that is going to set down enough that I don't have to powder it. It does feel like it's setting pretty well. Let's take a look at the time. It is 12:54. I'm gonna go put the rest of my face on. I'll be right back. Back with the Fenty Eaze Drop. I did not have to set this with powder as expected, so that was good. I think powder's blended on top just fine. I didn't have any issues with blending. So far so good. It is a nice blurring sort of a skin tint. I do appreciate the blur that is going on. So, and I feel like if I did put some powder on, I might even be able to blur out that little issue with some of the products sitting on my pores. So, but I didn't want to do that because I wanted to see if I can go without setting with powder. I like to see how well it will wear that way. So, but I do think this can be sort of manipulated into doing what you want it to do. So far so good. On the rest of my face, you are not going to be surprised. I've got the Wayne Goss bronzer palette in light gold. I've got the Wayne Goss blush Peony. In the blush, my highlight is Natasha Denona Super Glow, and my eyes, I am wearing the Natasha Denona Circo Loco palette. I did film this eye look for the members only video for this month, so if you join Geek Out of Water or you are a channel member, go to the community link on my channel page and you will find the link, or you can go into our Discord chat and I've got the link in there as well to this eye look. If it's not posted yet, it will be coming soon. I am wearing today in the shade Petal 005 and loving this stuff. Loving this stuff. Anastasia Brow Freeze. Of course, then I go and cut bangs into my hair and make my brows invisible, but you know. Yes, I chopped all my hair off. I can't get tattoos right now. Well, I can, now that I'm vaxxed. Almost fully inoculated. But, you know, if I can't get tattoos, that's gonna come out of my hair. So I chopped my hair off. Alright, I will come back in a bit with a daylight check-in, and then I will come back tonight, give you guys my final thoughts. Hey guys, it's been about 5 hours, man. It was beautiful outside. Now it's freezing cold. I need a sweatshirt or something. Here is where we are. I think it still looks good. I think everything's still holding up well. We got no issues. I gotta get some pomade for these freaking bangs, you guys. Probably closer to my summer shade. You know, there's the old arm. But holding up pretty good, I would say so far. Very comfortable. Haven't thought about wearing my makeup. Haven't had any issues. It's not sticky. Doing all right so far. So that is where we're at. Oh, it's getting windy. I'm freezing. I'm going back inside. I'll see you guys later tonight. 11:28 p.m. That puts us just past the 10-hour mark. Let's take a look at how the Fenty Beauty Eaze Drop Blurring Skin Tint held up. I think it is degrading quite gracefully. It's just kind of evaporating away in the areas where it is, so that is a good thing. I would like it to go that way if it's going to go. I would say it's fairly long wearing. I think it still looks fine at this 10-hour mark. It does still have in some spots where it's sort of sunk into pores on this side of my face, but overall I think it's wearing pretty well. I would not call it a hydrating foundation. It's not drying. I don't have more moisture than I started with, so I wouldn't call it a hydrating per se. Not drying though, so if you have dry skin, I think you're probably going to be okay. Nothing is uncomfortable. I'm just now getting to the point where I'm ready to wash my face, and you know, for this point in the night, that's a pretty good long wear time. Let's zoom in and take a look up close at this one. I would say around my mouth, it is sort of bunching up along movement lines just a tiny bit. It did wear off a little bit around my nostrils, and it's settling just a tiny bit into my deepest chin lines, but we're talking very minor here. My nose still looks fine. Along the sides of my nose, it's kind of doing that little bit of starting to bunch up and sort of cake up over time. You know, the wear time, it's probably about the end of its rope right now. In terms of the area on the side of my cheek, like I said, it's still sort of clinging to some of my pores there. Generally speaking, I really like how this is held up. I think it still looks fine. Blush, bronzer, highlight are still very well intact. I think it looks very nice. It's got a decent shade range. If I had to give a grade to the Fenty Beauty Eaze Drop, I want to say eavesdrop, and I'm pretty sure that's what they meant to make me do. The Eaze Drop. I'm going to go B+. I think it's really good. I wish it was a little bit more hydrating, and I wish it wasn't quite so finicky with the pores, but I think it's definitely doing some blurring and smoothing with texture and pores, and it's holding up to a bunch of its claims, and it does wear pretty well over time. I'm gonna go B+, a high B+. This one's a good one. I'll wear this. I will wear this. There you have it. Another episode of Foundation Fest is in the books. If you enjoy foundation reviews, if you had fun with this one, give me a thumbs up down below. Please subscribe if you haven't already. I post new videos every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 9 p.m. Eastern Time. Check out geekoutwater.com. Click the Foundation Fest link. I've got a ranked, sortable, searchable spreadsheet of all 200 plus of my foundation reviews. And as always, thanks a lot for taking some time out of your day to geek out over makeup with me. I appreciate your time, and I hope you guys all have an awesome day or night wherever you are in the world. Take care of each other. Bye-bye.